Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls in between, Jason, welcome back to the rundown, a 10-minute testing rule for Genesys format. That's where I'm taking a break from covering BLZD to have some more fun with Genesys format. I know it's not exactly something we've been featuring on the channel lately, but I've been enjoying it a lot in my own time. So I figured today we could take a look at a Genesys variant of one of my favorite decks for Advanced. But this deck has a couple little twists and turns. Without further ado, please allow me to introduce to you Clown Crew Runick Radiant Typhoon.
What did you say? なんて言った?
英語でなんていうのレッツゴーみたいな感じの。
まあ、Let's go でしょ?
That's right, today we're taking a look at a Clown Crew for Genesys format. It's been a while since I interacted with Genesys format, and I've been looking for a way to get back in. So I figured what better way to do that than playing one of the decks I've been enjoying in Advanced. Now the problem with Clown Crew in Genesys is that we can't really afford a lot of the staple hand traps that made it good in TCG. But then I saw that Clown Crew Runick had topped a Genesys event, and it was a little debated in the past that if Runick Clowns was even any good in the first place, but this deck put a spin on it that I thought made it even more interesting. That is the Radiant Typhoon monsters and Radiant Typhoon Vision. I saw this idea and decided, okay, I want to lean a little harder into the Radiant Typhoon cards. Let's go over the card by card. First up, we're on 3 copies of Biancaviso. You can see he has 1 singular point. We also have 3 copies of Clown Crew Flare, 1 Matinee Apparatix at 20 points, 3 Clown Crew Rehearsal, and 2 Clown Crew Malabarisme, which are at 10 points apiece. I really wish we could fit the third one in, but the other pointed cards in the deck I feel are way too important to cut. Then, of course, we have 1 New Face and 1 Soiree. Now, our Runick engine. We have 3 Fountain, 2 Runick Tip, which also pointed at 10 points, 3 Runick Destruction, we definitely need to be destroying back row, 3 Freezing Curses, 3 Flashing Fire, and 2 Runick Slumbers. Now for the Typhoon cards. These are the cards that really made me want to give this a shot. We have 2 Radiant Typhoon Phonics, card that when a quick play spell is activated, summons itself from the hand, or if MST is in grave, summons itself from grave, can then shuffle 2 cards the opponent controls back into the deck if another quick play is activated after he's put on board. 1 Vararoon, the Vibrant Vortex. She is a monster negate if MST is in grave and has the same summoning conditions as Phonics. Following that, we have 3 copies of Radiant Typhoon Vision, another 10-pointed card. I really felt the draw power was important here, and I'd rather have the quick play Typhoon Vision than cutting these guys for pot agree. And then 2 Mystical Space Typhoons round out the Typhoon cards. You could probably get away with playing just the 1 MST, but like I said with Destruction, I really want to stop cards like Di-Fi, which is also why we're on 2 copies of Blizzard in the main deck. Now onto the extra deck. We of course have 3 Clown Crew Diablo, 3 Meteor, and 3 Fiends. Now, the rest of the cards in our extra deck are a little interesting. Let's skip right here to the end. The most important card here in the extra is 1 Nerva, the Power Patron of Creation. The important part with Nerva, which is why we're spending 5 points on it, is the summoning condition. Must first be either fusion summoned or special summoned in defense vision by attributing 3 monsters with different types. So this tributes, meaning we can tribute some of our guys and hopefully trigger some Clown Crew effects. You might then be thinking, wait a second, Biancaviso's an illusion, Flare's a Beast Warrior, and so is Diablo, Meteor, and Fiends. Yes, you are correct. Now, onto our other cards in the extra. We have Full Armored Utopic Ray Lancer, XYZ Armor Fortress, Dragon Gate, and Dark Seraphim Irisfill. These 4 cards exist solely in the deck to be cards we can just slap over Fiends to have another type. Basically, this will allow us to summon the Nerva, and then we'll be able to most likely either search with Diablo or add back with Meteor. And finally, the last card in the extra is Utopic Future Zexal. Now the other fun cards, the side deck. 3 Sphere Mode, 3 Swords of Concealing Light, 2 DD Crow to round out our points, 3 Gravity Collapse. While this card doesn't tribute, it does send Meteor to floodgate the opponent out of summoning cards. Fun. Speaking of floodgates, we have 3 The Wicked Avatar for floodgating the opponent out of using spell trap effects. And the last card in the extra is Radiant Typhoon Mandate. I had an open slot and I figured, sure, we play MSC, let's just throw a Mandate in there. So with all that said, why don't we check out some games? Okay, here we are, game number 1, and we are against Madolche. Madolche, a pretty interesting deck. I'm not sure what the points are on Madolche, but it's probably pretty cheap. It's also a fairy deck, so hey, we might be seeing some heralds here. Anyway, we're going first, and we open Runick Tip, Radiant Typhoon Vision, Clown Crew Soiree Operations, the Wicked Avatar, and Phonix the Great Flame. Not exactly the best opening hand from us, but let's see if we can make it happen. Let's go Vision in, draw in. Wow, did we make it happen there. All right, let's go ahead and activate Rehearsal, attributing our Phonix to get Malbarisme and Bianca Viso. We immediately attribute some Bianca Viso with Fiends and Diablo, setting New Face since we already have Soiree, and Matinee from deck. Go ahead and draw two. And, ooh, is that Runick Fountain? Oh, you shouldn't have. Matinee effect, summoning out Clown Crew Meteor. Then we activate the Fountain. Runick Tip, going to get us Slumber. And let's go ahead and just draw a bunch of cards. Slumber on our Bianca Viso, banishing a bunch of cards from the opponent, shuffling 3 back, and drawing 3 more. Ooh, but we run into the Ghost Bell. Okay, sure. Well, let's just draw Matinee. Anyway, well, that's still 3 Runicks in grave for when this Freezing Curses resolves, right? Anyway, New Face is going to shuffle back our Clown Crews to draw us another card, and it's Gravity Collapse. Wow. Glad we have these cards still legal. Alright, Soiree, summon us 2. Bianca Viso, let's summon the ball. Oh, they respond with the Herald of Orange Light. Really interesting. So we respond with Soiree Operations, immediately tribute summoning our second Bianca Viso over the one that's being negated. That allows us to go Bianca Viso 1, Flare 2, which eats another Herald of Orange Light. Aren't we so glad these cards are 0 points? Anyway, let's go Freezing Curses, negate their Angeli, and realize, wait a second, we don't even need to summon the ball here. They have no cards left. So they're going to just activate Angeli for reasons and concede. Good, solid game where we did a lot of things that were very fair. And we certainly didn't have other floodgates backing us up that we didn't even need to use. Next up for games 2 and 3, we're actually going to show an entire match. We are up against Super Quant, a deck that's very powerful, being able to turbo out Magnus, King of the Computers, and play a bunch of other powerful non-engines. We're going first and we open Matinee Apparatus, Bianca Viso, Runick Tip, Runick Destruction, and Runick Fountain. All a bunch of winners. Alright, we're going to go draw phase. They activate Mold Charming Perulia. 9 points in Genesys. They're able to play this in the main deck. Alright, we're going to Fountain and misclick on Destruction. Okay, well, we have to shuffle back and add one. And wow, what a one to draw its Flare. Let's go Matinee to summon Diablo. And then tribute the Flare in hand for Rehearsal, getting us a second Bianca Viso. We have to play around this Perulia. We don't want to give them too many materials. So we're going to set Soiree and draw another card, and it's Freezing Curses. Draw 2 more, it's Slumber, and okay, I think we fixed the little misclick issue. New Face, going to shuffle 3 back, hopefully get us another banger off the top, and it's Flashing Fire. All bangers, all bangers. Soiree effect, summoning Flare and Fiends from deck, and they reveal Mini Malian, banishing the other little guy, whatever. So we're going to go Freezing Curses on their summon of Blue Layer, which they respond with Zayten, that's his name, Zayten, which will then pop, revealing that they have the Heralds. Okay, sure. Fountain, draw 3 cards. Ooh, Phonix is great, especially since they just activated a Quick Play spell card. So they go Red Layer effect, and we chain our Phonix. Alright, here we go, Slumber effect. Phonix effect now, just to bounce 2 cards. They respond with their Black Layer, which we then chain our other Bianca Viso to. So here they go, they summon the Black Layer, which also triggers White Layer Engrave, and oh my god, so much is happening. Bianca Viso effect. Here, let me bring up the log for you so you can see a little better. So we went ahead and activated Bianca Viso, and then also activated Flare to book their Black Layer. We draw 2 cards of the Bianca Viso, which is Blizzard and Varun. Alright, we're back. They add Alphan from their deck to their hand, and then normal summon the Alphan. No normal summon, by the way, there. Alphan effect to summon, they get Red Layer here, and trigger Green Layer to discard and draw a card. They go Battle, and I don't know why they did this. We're both 2k. Maybe they have Zeus and they thought maybe they can make it. I don't know. Anyway, we draw 1 of Matinee, and we go New Face again, shuffle 3 back, draw another card, and it's the second Phonix. Let's go. Great Typhoon Vision draws us 2 cards, which triggers Phonix, and then triggers Phonix. So they had another turn in them because we were skipping the battle phase because of the Runick cards, but double Phonix along with Bianca Viso in all these cards in hand was pretty much the end of the game for them. Let's hope we can make it happen one more time, going second. Now here are game number 3, and of course our opponent has chosen to go first this time. We've opened Raw Sphere mode, Matinee Apparatus, Bianca Viso, Flare, and Phonix. Really glad to see this since they do in fact play quick plays. Alright, they're going to draw standby main, normal summon Green Layer, to then summon out White Layer from their hand, sending another White Layer and triggering White Layer to add Alphan. Alright. I don't know much about Quant, but should be interesting. They activate the Quick Play spell to summon a blue from deck. We're not going to trigger Phonics because we probably need to hold this guy. Don't want them to go into like the red Xyz to just pop it later. We'd rather be able to use Phonics when we can actually like activate his effect. Anyway, so they're going to summon out red, sending black layer, and red reviving. I'm sorry, red adding back white layer and also getting Magna Carrier to hand. I really am not familiar with Super Quant, so I apologize in advance if I screw this up. They're going to then Xyz summon into the... Please, slow down a second. They Xyz summon Lusterex and Grand Pulse, then send Eva to add, again, Herald of Green Light and Herald of Orange Light. So glad these cards are 0 points. Alright, back to live. They activate Magna Carrier to then summon Magna Liger and send it for Magnus, King of the Computers. Okay, well, we can't exactly beat this now, can we? Let's go Matinee. Hopefully we can get them to shuffle something early. They don't. Alright. Let's just go ahead and target Magnus for the hell of it. Maybe they'll screw up or something. We're just trying to get them to activate the effect on cards that don't matter. We set 2 cards. We get to keep this vision, but that's not really great for us. In the end phase, they go Cosmic, banishing our vision. We chain Phonics, and then they chain the Orange Light. Sure. Draw standby main. They go Alpha and Effect, tribute itself, summoning black layer, and sending blue. They target to do something here. Oh my god, 3 triggers. Summoning back white layer, shuffling back as well, and Xyz summoning Magna Liger. But wait a second, that's 3 monsters on their board, and we have Biancaviso. So let's go Biancaviso effect, which they chain Magna Liger. Sorry, buddy, I'm not tributing my own monsters. We go ahead and summon Sphere Mode to their board, and then they trigger their floating effect, because of course this deck also floats. That's Magnus and White Layer triggering, getting them the quick play, and summoning out some of the Xyz. Oh, of course, you also get Alphan. How could I forget Alphan? So here they come, Grand Pulse, Magna Liger, and Lusterex. Quick play effect, summoning Zetan, summoning now Dragon Gate. What is this, our deck? Boosting ourselves to 2100, but that is not enough for lethal. We live it with 3200. All right, Matinee draws a card. Runick Tip is probably one of the best cards it could have been. Oh boy, DD Crow, you shouldn't have. Matinee is going to summon us Fiends, activate Flare effect to get Rehearsal. We'll then pitch the DD Crow, activate Rehearsal, tribute the Fiends to get Malbrisme and Biancaviso. We set a second Malbrisme onto the field because we didn't really have much else we could search. Summon 2, and then we go ahead and tribute some Biancaviso. Let's draw 2 cards, book a Moon with Flare, and add back the Biancaviso from grave. Nothing great for us to book, but let's just go ahead and swing. We go MST, pop our own set so we can summon Phonics, and then activate Runick Tip so Phonics can then shuffle 2 cards away. Of course, we're still in battle, so Phonics can now swing. They're going to go ahead and use Black Layer to add the quick play once again. Sure. Let's go for Flashing Fire, pop, and banish some. I didn't actually want to swing in with the Phonics because I want to get some banishes off. But then we just have 3 freezing curses, which I'm not too happy with. All right, well, they have 3 cards in hand. Let's see. Cosmic Cyclone, banishing one of the Flashing Fires. Okay, sure. They summon Alphan, which we negate. They go Alphan Strike, get the field spell, and the quick play, summoning Zetan, but we have Phonics on board to shuffle away both the field spell and the Zetan they just summoned. Oh, it's pretty hard to commentate on a deck you don't know really what it's doing, but I think I did all right. You can let me know in the comments if you think I sucked at this or whatever. All right, let's go to the end of the video. So we're back with the deck, and hey, that's pretty good. Let's talk strengths and weaknesses. Of course, with the strengths, we have to talk about how much draw power this deck has. Being able to draw 2 up Biancaviso, being able to draw a lot with Matinee is also great, and so is drawing with Fountain and Vision. The runic spells are also an incredible control engine, banishing the opponent's materials off the top of their deck, which isn't something a lot of decks can deal with. Being able to shuffle back with Phonics is also an incredibly powerful play. Not to mention, this deck also gets to play a who's who of toxic floodgate cards in the side deck. Now, the weaknesses. Dimensional Shifter. This deck is really, really, really bad in Two-Dimensional Shifter. While yes, Clown Crew can play it in Pure, adding both the Runick cards and Radiant Typhoon cards have pretty much made us weak to that. In the same vein, we're not good into Di-Fi, we're not good into Macrocosmos. You just gotta hope you open one of our Spell Trap Destroyers or Negators and pray. The deck is also a lot less consistent than other Clown Crew decks. We can't play the pointed preparation of rights, and in Genesys format, we don't have access to the new Vel cards, which would also let us search Flare. So while yes, there's a lot of draw power, actually getting going can be a little more difficult. And while I said that it was pretty good to have for the grind game, the Varun pretty much never came up during testing. I want to keep her in the deck because there is a theoretical world where she does come up, adds us negation onto our board. It was so rare during all my games of testing where we actually saw both Varun and the MST. I was also kind of hoping that if we ran into Radiant Typhoon, that this would help us against them with them having the MST for us, but I just never saw it in testing. With all that said, I don't think this is the final form of Clown Crew for Genesys. There is probably a different, more pure build of the deck that will probably be better than this one. But I did have a lot of fun playing this, I had a lot of fun building it, and I just think it's a really neat version of the deck. So that's where I'll end this video. I want to say thank you so much for watching. If there's any questions or comments, or if you have a version of Clown Crew you think is better for Genesys format, please leave that down in the comments. And while you're down there, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.